Autism is not a broken version of normal, but society often treats it like it is. When a child is diagnosed with autism, the first question many parents hear is, what can we do to fix it? And that mindset comes from a world that sees differences as defects. But autism isn't an illness, it's a neurotype, a neurodifference, a different way of thinking, processing, and interacting with the world. Yes, some autistic people may need support. Yes, there are challenges, but those challenges aren't a sign of something broken. They're often a result of a mismatch between the person and their environment. Think about it. If an autistic child is overwhelmed by loud noises, the problem isn't their hearing. The problem is that the world around them is just too busy. I remember when I took my son to a stay in play session, especially for children with additional needs. And I was just speaking to another parent. This was a good few years ago now. And I was explaining, back in the early days, that my son wouldn't respond to me. And she was giving me, the benefit of her experience and that she's been in my shoes. And she explained that she got her son tested, his hearing tested, and they found that there was something going on and he did need some assistance with his hearing. So I automatically thought that my son had a hearing issue. And, as part of the multidisciplinary assessment for children with additional needs, an audiology appointment is sort of scheduled in anyway. So it must have been approximately sort of 6 months later, the audiology appointment came through. And, my son's hearing is near on perfect. There was nothing wrong there when it came to his hearing. He could hear the smallest pin drop. And yeah, it just made me think that, yeah, absolutely, it is a spectrum. And I was thankful for her speaking to me because, you do speak to other autistic parents and they are coming from a position of caring, absolutely. But again, it just reminded me that, our children are on a spectrum and every one of them is going to be different. If, for example, your child struggles to sit for long periods of time, again, the issue isn't their body. It could be just, the expectation that sitting still is the only acceptable way to learn. Occasion when I'm scrolling through social media and I may see a post where someone's saying that they've cured their child's autism. And again, I caveat this to say that I am not judging anyone. Everyone's on their own journey and everyone's child presents differently. But I think when I see those posts, I do question whether it is possible to cure autism. And this is just my own personal opinion. I do feel that, giving children, even adults, myself, supplements and vitamins are important. And I do supplement myself, and my older children do take their vitamins on a daily basis. And I do give my youngest son also vitamins to take as well. So if that's about managing the symptoms, again, in my opinion, that's fine. But to go on social media and to post that you've cured autism, I just have to question whether, that is something that should be posted and what sort of influence that will have on a parent or carer who is just new to autism and, doesn't really know where to turn. So, trying to fix autism, often means trying to mold someone into a version of themselves that fits societal's norm. But that can strip away their natural personality, their joy, their authenticity. What they really need isn't fixing, it's understanding, acceptance, and tools to navigate the world in their own terms. When we stop treating autism as a problem to be solved, we open the door to seeing it as a valuable part of human diversity. Now, if you want to shift your approach from, trying to change your child to truly supporting them as they are, I can help you. My coaching program gives you practical strategies and a fresh perspective. If you'd like the opportunity to discuss this with me further, you'll find information in the description box below.